The making is back. It's a fashion and photography project that focuses on Nigeria's emerging creative designers and gives them room for networking, growth, and mentoring. But before we take a look at this year's designers, let's take a walk down memory lane and see some of the absolutely creative designers featured. The last edition of The Making was amazing. Nigeria's hidden talents in the fashion industry were showcased, mentored, and given the opportunity to exhibit their talent, style, and creativity. Today, we walk down memory lane to see some of the interesting designs featured. First off, we start with Orange Culture. This collection was called The Heartbroken. The designer tells a love story with this collection. It was inspired by different heartbreak stories. He used 3 different colors: black, white, and red. Black shows the heartbreak. Seems like life would never go on. White signifies a fresh start, and red to love again. This collection is colorful, interesting, simple, and yet unique.
Hi, my name is Editalo. I'm a fashion designer and stylist, 21. I know I look older, but I'm 21. And my label is called Orange Culture. This particular collection I'm showing is a very interesting collection because it's a collection that anyone and everyone probably can relate to. It's a collection inspired by love in quotes. Yeah, love in quotes indeed. It's called The Heartbroken. It's a graduating story, graduating collection, as it starts with heartbreak, ends with love. So it has 3 colors: black, white, and red. Black stands for heartbreak. You know that state where you get into when love ends and you just feel like there's no hope and you just feel kind of dead, kind of lonely, kind of black. That's what the black represents. And then after that goes on, it gets into the white phase, that white phase where you're slowly getting over it, you know, you're starting off anew, starting a new life. It kind of starts for a fresh beginning. And then we get into red. Red represents the love that you find again, because at the end of the day, really, the only true healing for heartbreak is to love again. So you get to that point where you end up falling in love again, and that's what the 3 different colors represent. The collection has a lot of different fabrics, from the leathers to the jersey to the chiffon. It's a very interesting collection, very colorful in both actual colors and in fabric. So it's a collection I definitely I enjoy looking at, and I hope you loved it. Who would wear my outfit that would totally wow me? The funny thing is, I really wouldn't want to specify, but anybody who would put personal style into it is something that would intrigue me. I'm not very particular about a certain name or a certain... I just like people who tend to be stylish, people who know how to put a twist to things. So if, let's say, I give you a dress and you just find your own way of making it look good, I would be wowed by it and I'll be excited. The type of man or woman who would probably be wearing my stuff is a man or woman who has a colorful disposition, not somebody who's rigid, definitely, because the clothes are not exactly they're not exactly something that you would see on a daily basis. They're stuff that, you know, you think of as unique. So you have to be someone who likes to be different. So the styling for this collection, it was definitely something that, because I know the story, was easy to do. For the blacks, it was more or less very dark. And because it was more about the clothes, I didn't really use jewelry for it. I used a few pieces of jewelry, nothing too remote or nothing too obvious. So it was very simple, but the makeup told a lot about the story. Like for the black, you see the tears or the leftover of the mascara before, and then the little details like eyeliner, even for the guys as well, which is, yeah, just so that you can see their features properly. For the red, we wanted it to look very pretty, very lovely, very, you know what I mean. And then white, it was more of bland, very innocent. And the future of Orange Culture, hopefully, is really bright by the grace of God, yes. We want to be everywhere and on everyone and in everybody's closets by the grace of God. And then also, we want to be able to show a fashion week here, fashion week in New York, hopefully a Rise Fashion Week, the next one coming up, and in London, you know, just basically broaden our horizon and hopefully more collections to come.
Hi, my name's Ada. I'm a makeup artist. Today we're here on the location of the making, doing the lookbook for Orange Culture. I was a makeup artist for today and we followed a story. We all know what it's like to be in love. We're always happy, smiling, glowing. So that was the look that we went for. So the lips were very red, which represented love. For the gothic look, we did a lot of dark, smoky eyes. Then there was a bit of smearing, which represented the girl crying. So obviously once she was heartbroken, we tried to get that look across by giving her the smear look, which was sort of streaks of black running down her eyes, representing the tears of the heartbreak. Also the lips were very dark as well, which sort of represented the darkness of what it's like to be in a heartbreak mood. Then obviously for the second look, which was the angelic look, we went for a more softer. So the look was very much natural, the lips were very nude, and the eyes were just very soft, and basically it was just easy to look at.
This collection is playful, flirty, fun with a hint of subtle glamour. Always inspired by culture and art, the designer made use of our African fabric, Ankara. The collection stays true to Editalo style, making use of high waistlines and full skirts, incorporating traditional fabrics with modern-day silhouettes. This collection is chic, fun, and colorful.
Hi, my name is Olatide Adeniyi, and I'm the designer for Editalo Designs. And Editalo, in case you're wondering, stems from my first name. It's my first name spelled backwards, and basically it means it's a reflection of my personal style. And what that is, you might ask, is just a flirtatious, bubbly, flirty. It's basically for the all-around fun girl. And my line is basically for all ages, and we were launched in 2009 in Maryland. And basically it caters to people who are willing to go outside the box and be more, to wear things that are out of the ordinary, but they're still subtle and glamorous in its own way. The reception for my designs in America has been very, very well. I would say I've recently participated in African Fashion Week, New York, as well as Fest Africa, which is in Maryland. And to tell you the truth, it's actually a lot of African Americans and Caucasians that were more interested in purchasing my designs. And what they told me was, when they looked through my lookbook or the rack I had on sale, they would say, wow, I didn't know African fabrics could look so modern. And I think that's just basically because I take something so traditional and I change it into something very Western. So for them it's just an odd thing because they're used to the long gowns, the kaftans, and that's what they consider African roots. Beyonce, I really love her style, and the Editalo slogan is actually simple. It's subtle yet glamorous, and every time I see Beyonce out and about, whether it's a red carpet or at an award, she's always carrying herself with such elegance, but she doesn't overdress, so to speak. I think at home here in Nigeria, it would probably be Genevieve, because she's also someone who I consider very glamorous yet subtle. She's not, a attention seeker, but she also knows how to, subtly, seek attention. So she's also one of the biggest celebrities here in Nigeria that I would be very flattered if she wore one of my designs. The future of Editalo Designs, I'm seeing shortly in the next couple months, we're going to be launching a male's line, and this will basically feature very, vintage looking dress shirts with, buttons in the pockets, something very stylish that will also incorporate some Ankara style to it. So I think that will be very exciting.
This collection is 70s themed, with little twists here and there. The designer focused on soft tailoring with vibrant colors, white, blue, and green. The designer was inspired by 70s fashion, an era filled with fun and playfulness, with flared pants, mini dresses, and shoulder pads. We love the simplicity, texture, and modern twist of our Misiga's collection.
Hi, my name is Bubu Ogisi, stylist and designer. My label is called I Am Sego. Basically, my Spring-Summer 2012 collection is called CXX. Basically, CXX stands for 70 from the Roman numerals. And 70 is what inspired the whole collection. So the collection is inspired by the 70s. We have flared pants, we have just bringing back everything from the 70s. That's basically what I wanted to bring back in this collection. For this collection and most of my collections, I always use jersey fabric. Jersey fabric is a really easy fabric to work with. It's not your usual African fabric that most African designers usually work with. I usually don't work with Ankara fabric because it's more, let me say, cliche. Because most Nigerian and African designers always want to be more African, but we're Africans at heart, so we really don't need to bring that out all the time, you know. I don't want to be like everyone else, so I decided to be different and decided to use jersey fabric from all my collection. The woman or lady I would want to wear my collection is someone who's ready to explore her wardrobe, ready to, you know, give it all out, you know, give her all to dressing up and looking fancy, not caring about what everyone thinks about what she's wearing and if she looks funny with what she's wearing. Someone who wants to be different, who wants to stand out and look unique in every possible way. The African and Nigerian fashion industry is a very, very competitive market. It's very, very aggressive at this point in time because most people can see that it's actually growing, so everybody wants to jump on that wagon. So with I Am Sego, was trying with every possible way to stand out with every single detail, with our designs, with our marketing strategy, with everything basically, and that's what makes I Am Sego the celebrity I want to wear my outfits. Please, Baby Gaga. Please, please, come and wear my clothes. Please, thank you. Home, I would want Genevieve Naji to wear my outfits. Yes, she's very pretty, very beautiful, and hot. Yes, I said it. She's hot. Yes. As a stylist and a designer, I basically have to always try and balance things out. I would say more of my designing goes into my styling, and more of my styling goes into my designing. I aim to style, and I always want to style all my outfits because I always want people to see what I would actually want them to see, how they would wear it and how it should look like. Well, I think the making is an absolutely amazing idea. It is out of this world actually. Really, we haven't had anyone in Nigeria who wants to give their all to up and coming people in the industry. You know, most of Nigerians, everyone wants to do something for something. Oh, what can we get for this? What can we get for that? But I think this is an amazing idea and it's really, really, really encouraging. The future of I Am Sego is very bright and very big. You see the brand expanding towards the east, the west, towards London, Paris, New York, of course. Everywhere, basically, everywhere fashion is, Milan, you know, and basically in Africa is going to be really big. You see it's going to Pretoria, it's already in Accra because that's where the brand started from. So basically we see I Am Sego going very, very far with the other brand, the Charlatans by I Am Sego. Basically I have a lot of, you know, confidence in I Am Sego and we see it becoming one of the big brands in the future.
With the amazing talents and designs showcased, it was imperative to fish out the brain behind the making, Kola Oshalusi, who talked about the whole project.
My name is Kola Oshalusi. I'm an event, red carpet and budding fashion photographer. The making is all about, as the name implies, making fashion designers, young fashion designers. The idea came about when I was going through some collections of some young designers and I saw the poor presentation. And you know, for everything to actually make an impact, it's about presentation. So I was opportunity to deal with a couple of young designers, and I saw that they actually had good work, like amazing pieces, amazing work, and good creative things about them. But the presentation was terrible. The photography was horrible. The making, I saw it as a platform whereby we can actually encourage Nigerians to buy Nigerians. Imagine if these young designers have Nigerians buying their work and they were selling volumes of it. It will translate to money for them, translate to money for the economy, translate to money for the industry, and translate to Nigeria being able to create more wealth from young creative people like them. So that was what actually brought about the project. And you know, we started out by trying to discuss with people in the fashion industry, trying to discuss with stylists, trying to discuss with makeup artists, you know, everything they needed to actually present their work properly. And it's been a great one. Everybody has been supportive, from the models to the makeup artists to stylists, to everybody has actually been supportive, and the making has been a very good project. It has been a point of harmony between everybody, young designers coming together to have young models trying to model their piece, to have young makeup artists trying to show what they can do, to have young stylists trying to show what they can do, to have young jewelers trying to see, okay, this is what we have as well. You know, it's been an amazing thing, and it has actually brought about so many things and so many people coming together and being able to create something big for the industry.